All right, y'all. I was wrong, which is very rare now, but sometimes, unfortunately, things don't end up being what we do think that they're going to be. And I think it's surprising that they actually dropped an Extreme Z Dokkan Festival without having the EZs available or Super EZs available for characters. This is the first time that they've done that. Like an Extreme Z Dokkan Festival drops and then the Super EZs are just not there. But I guess at the end of the day, these characters are part of Extreme Z Battle and related to it. Now, what we do know is that it's gonna be very likely that all these characters receive Super Extreme Z Awakenings during this celebration. Which I actually really did generally think that they would have dropped these guys yesterday, but I guess they didn't want to drop too many Super EZs at once, which is also just fine. But we could still talk about what is actually going to still happen. Now, if you take a look at this banner here, again, the Vegeta and Buhan EZs are out, which Vegeta's actually way better than I thought he would be. Buhan is obviously really, really impressive. There's nothing really special about this banner. I have some people asking if they should summon on it. I would say no. I don't really think it's worth summoning, especially because these characters are available with the free redstone, so not really a thing. But if you take a look at the banner itself, it's funny. It is called Super Gogeta and Super Janemba, which is why I thought they would Super EZA, but again, they're not Super EZing, at least just yet. Looking at the roster, though, again, we have these two Super EZAs. A lot of people were expecting these two to Super EZA, then TeQ Cell, which also a lot of people were expecting for a Super EZA. So, I mean, I think these are just going to be the Super EZA TURs we'll get during the anniversary. I think that all of these characters will getting those awakenings, which is really good. Now, we talked about Gogeta and Janemba a bit in previous videos, so I don't really think I could focus too much on them. So I'm actually going to bring up TeQ Cell because I think this guy getting a Super EZA is very, very interesting. Now, again, it's something that we did expect, and I'm very excited to see what they're going to do with this guy. I mean, looking at his kit, he does get Key 1 per Rainbow Key Sphere ready, 15% attack and defense per Key Sphere ready, and then he has 10% HP recovery. This guy is just like normal abilities. Oh, it's not letting me bring up Buhan, but this guy's normal abilities is very reminiscent to me about Buhan. Actually, if we take a look at Buhan, pre Super EZA, again, he had it's the healing here, he had the stats per Key Sphere obtained, HP recovery, right? And then look how much they gave this guy. Buhan is absurdly powerful, so this guy is a really good example of how they could potentially design this character. Now, in terms of when this guy will drop, I do think it'll be part 2. During part 2, it's very obvious that the 3 main LRs are going to be a DBS character, a Android Cell Saga character, and then a DBZ Movies character. Because if you take a look at the roadmap, those are the only big boxes that are left available. So I think what'll happen is this guy and then Super Gogeta and Janemba probably will just be arriving in part 2. I guess they could EZA Super Gogeta and Janemba next week still. I think what they're going to do instead is probably EZA the Kaioken Goku and Grade 8 Vegeta, but they could give these two their Super EZAs next week. I think that's fair. In terms of what TeQ Cell could do, though, I think, if he does drop in part 2, Rainbow Orb Changing, I mean, as a nuclear character, giving him Rainbow Orb Changing is very nice for beginning a lot of Rainbow Orb Change characters. This guy is on a lot of teams, so it would be very useful for him to have that. And he's on some superclass teams, like the Android Cell Saga, I think is mostly superclass. Kamehameha is mostly superclass, right? Accelerated Battle, there's a lot of superclass characters there. So with all that in consideration, this guy being an orb changer could be really nice in terms of providing stuff to the team. He will, of course, also be getting some sort of supportive buff. Super EZAs very often get supportive buffs, so even if he might not get a lot of these links active, him having that support will be nice. And even on villain teams, because, again, if we take a look at the Cell in terms of linking, he doesn't really have good partners right now. I mean, literally, you can see the options for Cell partners. But let's take a look at this guy specifically. He links with the Int LR Cell, which this guy's not good anymore. AGL Perfect Cell, this is the transformed version. I mean, he could EZA maybe this year if we get another Cell Saga celebration. This guy sucks, this guy sucks. And then he shares your typical big bad bosses, fierce battle, Kamehameha in certain situations, revival. But most of these links you're not really going to be getting, unfortunately. Ultimate Life Form link is funny. That just reminds me of Shadow. I've been getting into Sonic a lot recently more, and just like Ultimate Life Form, just I see Shadow's like, I'm the Ultimate Life Form. Okay, no, I can't do a good Shadow person, but either way, I think it's, if he gets like, I think giving him better support than the usual Super EZAs would be nice. Maybe similar to Ultimate Gohan, where he gives ki and stats, and then he gives even more stats if he is on a full extreme class team. I think would be nice. Ultimate Gohan doesn't give ki, but I think this guy giving ki would be good. And again, I could easily see him being a Rainbow Orb Changer, which is nice. Maybe he gets damage reduction per Rainbow Key Sword Obtained like Buhan. That'd be really cool. Some extra thing per Rainbow Key Sword makes a lot of sense to me. What else could they do for this guy? I mean, built-in crit would be cool. TeQ Orb changing in his kit would also be really nice. I think, yeah, no, I don't think in general that this guy will fit really well on some of these teams. He's on Glorio's team. Accelerated Battle right there. He's on Transformation Boost TeQ Buhan's team. It does suck he's not on Power Absorption, because this cell is post like his revive, where, you know, he comes back as just perfect cell instead of cell perfect form after he sped out 18, and this version of cell doesn't absorb anyone's strength or anything like that, so that's why he's actually not on the team, compared to, you know, obviously to get to perfect cell he had to absorb 18, he had to absorb 17 to get to super perfect cell, then normal first form cell he doesn't actually he already absorbed a lot of people for power, right? So that's the thing there. He's also on Planetary Destruction, which is interesting. I mean, Broly leads this team. He's on Broly 200%, but he's not uncontrollable power, which sucks. So we'll see. I mean, maybe in the future we'll get like a new Revenge leader, which actually Broly also leads Revenge, which is really funny. Maybe a new Resurrected Warriors lead could be interesting in the future, right? Like an extreme class variant. We had Hirudegarn, but we could definitely build like an extreme class variant of like Resurrected Warriors right here, which is interesting. Like all the extra Boo forms besides this Boo and the Kid Boo are not on the team, but yeah. I mean, on Glorious team, you can link him with all the Boos and things like that. He'll still be really good. So I'm just excited to see what this guy could actually end up being like once he gets his Super EZA. And again, we talked a lot about Gogeta and Janemba. Again, Gogeta, I also think he could be a Rainbow Orb Changer as well, because he gets stuff per Rainbow Key Sphere. Very similar to, again, Cell. I think these both will be Rainbow Orb Changers. We're getting a lot of Rainbow Orb Changers during the celebration too, which is really nice. This guy actually only has 6 links, but that's not that big a deal. This guy does have all full 7 links, thank goodness. I think Janemba will be like a perfect slot 1, even next to this guy still. Like, imagine this Janemba also supports, and then you put these two together in a rotation. You'll have Glorio floating around. You'll have the TeQ Buhan floating around. Int Buhan could be going around as well with support. Like, there's a lot of support on that team now, man. Like, everyone is going to be supporting each other on that Glorio team. It's actually really, really fun. And I mean, but no, I mean, damage reduction, give him more guard, I think, or not more guard, or just like great chance to dodge, even if he doesn't have reduction. Attack and defense multiplicative, that could be really good. He probably will get like attack and defense on super as well, this cell. Yeah, imagine like 30% attack and defense when performing a super attack per Rainbow Key Sword obtained. That could be pretty interesting, right? Who knows? Definitely will probably get some crit build into. We'll see. I could see the one thing that this guy might not get is maybe additionals, because of the HP recovery. It is a lot of HP to recover. Double supers, that's 20% HP, and then 30% if he gets a hidden potential. I could see this guy not having hidden potentials to some additionals, or any built-in additionals, I guess you could say, because that would be a lot of HP. 30%. Imagine he heals like 30% HP every turn. That's a lot. That's a lot. Because we have characters that can do like 20% stuff, but man, that would be insane. We'll see though. Again, not really a long video. I just wanted to go ahead and bring up the fact that, you know, TeQ Cell is going to Super EZA now, and then in part 2, which we know part 2 will basically start on like the 10th, and the banners should drop basically on the 14th, a few days later. So that's going to be exciting. I don't know if the banners will drop at the same time as part 1. Ideally, it'd be later on in the day when those banners will drop, but we'll also see the reveals for the cards on the 8th, right? We do have the 10th anniversary part 2 kind of fan meetup that's going to be going on for JP, but the global version did actually announce a stream too. Is that in news? It's not in the news here, but if I go up, bring up the Twitter, and it'll be the last thing I show. If I go and bring up the Twitter, 1 second, chat. Global, please. Let me just find this. They didn't actually give a link out just yet, but it's right here. Right, bam. Yeah, on the 7th actually, so very late in the night on the 7th, huh? Is when this stream will start. Okay. Again, perfect timing for me personally, but let me know what y'all thinking. Thanks y'all for watching. Hopefully this TeQ Cell Super EZA will be really good, and I'll catch you all next time.